It is Tuesday on the Savage Nation. The thing about these long holiday weekends, thanks, Fats. Give him a tar ball and we'll see him in the casino. The thing about these long holiday weekends is that they're like leap years. You don't know what day it is. People say it's Monday, it's Sunday, it's Tuesday. But it's Tuesday on the Savage Nation. And there are a lot of controversies being caused by the communist president. The latest is the former NASA director says that, well, it's actually the current NASA director, appointed by Obama, Charles Bolden, says that his most important job for NASA is to reach out to the Muslim world. He says he wants a new beginning between the U.S. and the Muslim world, and that Obama told him that his most important job is to engage with the Muslim world. Now, remember who we're talking about now. This is the head of NASA, the administrator of NASA. He says the most important task he has, according to Obama, is to make the Muslims feel good about their historic contributions to science and engineering. Now, I have a question for you. Can anyone listening to this show name anything that has been, let us say, contributed to the world of science or medicine in the last 1,000 years by the Muslim world? Now, to be fair to the discussion, there was a golden age in the history of the Muslim world, during which time they developed algebra and Arabic numerals. They gave us the zero. In the field of astronomy, they made an advancement. The ancients developed advanced surgical instruments for their time, and they developed, as I say, the concept of zero. But these accomplishments were about 800 years ago. Now, what have the radical Muslims of today contributed to science? Would that be the science of explosive devices? The advancements of female circumcision? Will there soon be a Riyadh University for advanced terrorist training? The bottom line is that in terms of science and medicine, the Muslim world has gone from the concept of zero to actual zero in a single millennium. And I have to ask you, what kind of president do we have that he would tell the head of the NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, to go out and make outreach to the Muslim world because they can help us with our advancements in science and engineering? I have to ask you else. What do you think has paralyzed the Muslim world for the last 1,000 years? Was it that other empires pushed the Muslims out of the way? Did the evil Europeans conspire against the Muslims to steal all their great inventions after the year 1200? Or was it something inherent to the Muslim world itself, something more fundamental? Could it be that the increasing extremism of their religion after their golden age led the Arab Muslim world down the path of decline and destruction? I will let the Savage Nation make up its own mind. But let us go back to the NASA director himself, Mr. Bolden, who has been appointed to the head of NASA. Now, I have to say off the bat that Mr. Bolden is a tremendous man with tremendous accomplishments. Mr. Bolden was commissioned as a lieutenant in the Marines following graduation from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1968. Mr. Bolden flew more than 100 missions as a pilot in Vietnam. Mr. Bolden served as a test pilot, and after more than 6,000 hours of flight time was chosen to be an astronaut on the space shuttle back in 1981. He returned to active Marine Corps duty in 1994. He commanded troops in Kuwait and rose to the rank of Major General. And then he was appointed by Obama to head NASA in 2009. I have to say this. I applaud Charles Bolden's amazing career. Not because he should be praised for the insane remarks he was told to say by our incompetent president. On the contrary, the fact that his career to this point had been so brilliant highlights the enormity of Obama's inadequacies. President Obama has managed to poison the mind of a man who has given so many decades of real service to this nation. Look, Bolden was the kind of man who could have been the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Bolden could have been Secretary of State. Bolden is the kind of man who could have been president. He's far more qualified than Obama himself. But instead, Bolden fell under the influence of a smooth-talking Chicago politician who frankly poisoned his mind. Obama has destroyed a great man. Instead of emboldening America, Mr. Bolden emboldened the Muslims.
Savage.